amazing, and I'm hoping that everybody is able to register for that. And then we're going to talk about with the marketing team what to do after the sale. So we're really excited about that. And my computer just froze up a little. I am really sorry. All right, here we go. So chat in your questions. Everybody is muted. Raise your hand if you have any questions. And the personal lines coverage course, the registration is open. It is open. We already have about 19 people that are registered for it, and we really haven't even marketed that. We haven't sent out any information, so this is amazing. It's going to be a 5-week course starting December 6th. We're going to go over the principles of insurance, the personal auto policy and the home policy and the umbrella policy. And then our last one is going to be with best practices, and we're going to go over marketing. So we are really excited about that. So if you guys want to join that, all you got to do is go to our ASNOA website, asnoa.com, go into our ASNOA University, and then click on the personal lines coverage course and register for that. It's that easy. That's all you have to do. But you do have to give me that commitment, and it's going to be about 2 to 3 hours a class. The first class is 2 hours. The next 3 are 3 hours. We're going to get everything done, all the information for you guys. So please register for the personal lines coverage course. If you've taken the small business course, it's pretty much going to be the same setup where you're going to have tests and quizzes on that, but you're going to learn so much about your personal lines insurance that it's going to be well worth registering for this session, and it is only 2 weeks long. And you can always look for all of our ASNOA updates in our ASNOA Advantage newsletter. It comes out twice a month. It's going to let you know all of our upcoming carrier spotlights, our ASNOA University trainings. It's going to give you some quick references, and it's going to give you our next Live with Laura information, so you can register and get all that information. So you're going to look for that. That's going to come twice a month for you. So watch for those emails so you can register for that. And please always complete that evaluation at the end of today's training. Let me know what you guys want to see on the next Live with Laura. So this was one of the issues that people were having, and they weren't sure what to do when they're done with their sales. So our marketing team, Megan, Daniel, and Madeline, have joined us today. And one of the questions that we want to know, what are you doing after the sale? Are you contacting your clients? So if you guys want to chat in some of the things that you are doing after your sale, are you sending them thank you? Are you sending them a welcome packet? You know, what are you guys doing? So if you guys want to throw some of that information in the chat, that would be fantastic. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give control over to Daniel so he can walk us through on all the best practices of what to do after the sale. So I'm going to unmute you, Daniel.
Alrighty. Thank you, Laura.
I'm going to make you presenter.
Yep. And I think I've got the screen live. Can everybody see my screen okay?
We can.
Okay, perfect. All right, so again, thank you guys for being here. We're excited to talk to you. So we've got myself, Daniel, Madeline, and Megan all here talking with you about, what to do after the sale and kind of what a full year in the life of a client can look like. I mean, the truth is, we all know it's independent agents. There's a lot of independent shops out there. There's a lot of places to get insurance, even a lot of people that can offer kind of the same coverages and prices that you do. And what really makes you stand out as an agency is going to be that client's experience as your customer. What you are doing to connect with them, how you are servicing them, how you're providing for them, because that's what builds up client loyalty. It's not necessarily the insurance that they get through you, but how they are treated when they are a client of yours. So we're going to be looking at a couple things that you would want to be doing, or at least you can be doing, to engage and interact with your clients throughout the first year of their life as your client. So We'll start looking at email first. So email and mail, just ways that you can connect with them outside of personal meetings. So obviously you're going to be wanting to talk to the clients on the phone, meet with them in person for all that, but we're kind of looking at the ways that you can engage with them outside of this. Interacting with a huge book of business can be really time consuming. So things like email, automations, and campaigns that you can run are ways that you can engage with your clients without necessarily having to spend a 15, 30-minute phone call with every single one of your clients, because sometimes that's just really not feasible. So we're going to look at kind of 10 emails that you could be sending to your clients to engage with them throughout the year, and a couple mail pieces as well. Okay, so we'll start. As clients come to you, whether it be just walk in, found them on your website, referred by a friend, had a conversation with them, they got a policy through you, and they've decided they're going to get that, they're a new client, what do you do now? So the first thing that we would definitely always recommend is an immediate welcome email. So as soon as they are a client with you, as soon as they have that policy effective with you, you're going to want to send a welcome email. This welcome email would be, first and foremost, thank you for doing business with us. Thank you for being our client. We're thankful that you found us. We look forward to servicing you. But it should also have some stuff such as contact information to get in touch with the agency. Oftentimes a little bit of information about the policy that they did get. And something that we always recommend is some information about the agency, the history of the agency, and short bios and contact information of the staff there. So that's just something you can do to really personalize it. Because again, that's also something that makes your agency unique. It's not necessarily the insurance coverage you can offer, but the people that work for you, the people that are servicing your clients. So in that welcome email, it's always great to have, hey, these are the people who you'll be working with. This is how long they've been here, what they specialize in. That can really help you start out strong with personalizing your brand. Another thing you can include in the welcome email is a little bit of a sales sheet, sort of what services you provide. You might have someone who just found you online, needed a quick auto quote, had a great time talking to you, really happy with their policy. They get this welcome email and they see, oh, they can help with my home insurance too, or oh, I didn't know they offered wealth management, or things like that. So having just a little bit of information about all that your agency can offer can also help a client understand more about the whole agency and not just about what they got through you. So the second email that should probably go out would be a review request. So a review request is always going to be more effective right after you've interacted with a client, kind of hot off the press. A review request at any time probably isn't bad, but if it comes right off of you just having helped them set up a policy, just having gotten off the phone with them sort of thing, you're definitely going to see a way higher return rate on these requests. I think some of you in this call I was looking earlier might be on our social survey platform. If so, that step is taken care of for you. Even our email marketing system, we have some review requests in there already. But that is definitely something you should be incorporating into any of your new client onboarding. Would be a request of, hey, if you like our service, leave us a review, because reviews are going to help you get found better online through way of search engines, ranking your business higher if you have reviews versus no reviews. But even just from the human standpoint, I mean, I'm sure all of us have been looking for some restaurant or store to go to at some point. We looked online, and the places that are highly reviewed are usually going to be the ones that we just pick, as a human. If something has 500 reviews, I'm going to pick that over the place that has, 2. So review requests for the clients right after you've worked with them is always something we recommend. The next step, and this is not an email, this would be more of a mail piece, would be some sort of either mailed or given to them welcome kit, something that is printed, something that is tangible that they can hold on to. A lot of things are digital these days, obviously, but a lot of people still want to hold something in their hands. And this welcome kit also gives you a chance to, again, build up your brand a little more and show off some professionality. So you can do something as simple as a folder with your company's logo and branding on it, with information in there such as their policy information, services you can offer, maybe their deck pages, but you can even take it a little bit farther than that. There are a lot of really cool things you can do with welcome kits. So I'm going to see if potentially I can turn on my webcam here, show a couple printed ones that we have. Let's see. I'm going to give it a try anyway. All right. Can people see the webcam? Yes?
Yes, we
no?
can.
Maybe? Yes, we can?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so this is one. This is the University of Michigan. So this is like one of their welcome kits that you can get with some member benefits. So it's just set up here like a little business card, but it expands out all the way to a huge list. Oh, figure out where my camera is. Whole list of services and information about the university, all just folded up into this little business card. So stuff like that. I mean, this is memorable. This was something, I believe this was Megan's that she got from University of Michigan, and she's held on to it because this is a really, really neat design. I mean, if it had just been a folder with a little bit of information about being an alumni, that might have been set to the side. But this is something you're going to want to hold on to. Same thing even with, here's a food service, plated. So again, it's pretty simple. It's fairly small, but it can expand out. It's a full 5-page brochure. And this also, just the design, the fact that it folds out and it's pretty compact, is going to be something that's more memorable than just, a folder with some 8.5 by 11 pages on it. All right, we'll turn off the webcam again. So something like that is, a chance for you to build more branding so that they recognize kind of the colors and pictures and wording that you use, while also having something that they can hold on to. A lot of people still are going to want to put their insurance information, near their computer or pinned up on their bulletin board. And something like this that looks a lot more intentional, looks more handmade, is going to be a lot more memorable and a lot more likely for them to really hold on to it. So something like that is also something we'd really recommend looking into. If you guys have any questions about that, you can always shoot me or Megan an email. We're happy to talk a little bit about places you can get these and even some design suggestions. So going next, so we're on email number 3. It's really important to have some non-solicitation emails throughout the year. So they just became a client, they just got insurance from you. You don't want to hit them again right away with, hey, here's more things you can buy. So having things like some check-ins, hey, how's it going? Is everything all right? Being sent out to them, a couple weeks, a couple months after they've had their insurance policy is going to be another way for you to stay on top of their mind while not asking them to give you more money. Also within non-solicitation emails would be simple things such as we had some people in the summer down in Arizona. It was really hot, and they just sent out some emails of, hey, here are some tips to manage the heat in Arizona. Or there was a really bad storm at one point up in kind of the Nebraska area over the summer. We had some agents send out emails of, hey, this is what to do if you're worried about flooding. Here are some ways you can protect your house, etc. Not asking your client to buy anything from you, just trying to build up that reputation of, hey, we're in your area, we're looking out for you. So next would be insurance reviews. So a personal insurance review or a commercial insurance review. These are really important ones, and they're also ones you have to be a little bit careful on for E&O purposes. So an insurance review would say be generated 45 days before the policy is expiring, and it'd say, hey, here's your policy, it's expiring, on December 15th. Let's talk about it together, see if you're still happy. Do we need to adjust anything? Are you unhappy with the price? We can reshop it. So this would also be something, like I said earlier, you have to be a little careful about, though, because if you're doing this via email, you're also going to need to be doing it via mail for those that don't have an email address. And that's just for the E&O concern. So if you're doing PIRs today, again, reach out to me and Megan. We're happy to talk with you, make sure everything is going all right with those and you're not at any sort of risks. But this is probably, as far as what the client is looking from you, maybe towards the top of the list. When their policy is expiring, they're going to want to talk to you again. And we'd love to think that the client is going to reach out to us if they change their policy or add a new driver, add a new car. But the reality is, oftentimes it does take the agent reaching out to them and say, "Oh yeah, now that you mention it, we did buy a new car," or "Oh yeah, we added a fireplace for this winter." And say, "Oh well, I wish you would have said that, but I'm glad I reached out." So sending those out before the policy is up for renewal is really, really important. Next one, again, pretty simple, non-soliciting, would just be a birthday email. So birthday emails are pretty easy to generate and an easy thing to personalize. And this is one of the probably most personalized emails you can get. So if Carol has a birthday, you can say, "Hey Carol, happy birthday. We're so glad you've been a client with us." And we can even, if you're doing email marketing through ASNOA, you can personalize it even further to say, "Hey Dave, who has a auto policy through us. We see you're turning 25 this year. Happy birthday. Next year, you're probably going to be coming off of your parents' health insurance. If you're worried about that, give us a call. We can talk over that." Or if you have clients who are going to be turning 65 the next year, you can have an email go out saying, "Hey, happy birthday, Carol. Hope it's been a great year. It looks like next year you might be eligible for Medicare. Let's talk about that together." Those are just like 2 quick examples, but birthday emails are something that we would generally say pretty important to send out. Everyone likes to get a happy birthday, and it's something where you can work a lot of personalization into the email as well. And it's just another touch point to reach out to your client. Next would be some holiday emails. So this is going to depend kind of on what you want to be sending out to your clients. So for some people, you're going to be sending out all kinds of holiday emails. Others want to just send out, 1 or 2 major emails, like Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy Thanksgiving or something. But it's also even pushing beyond the holiday hours. If you are going to be taking off extended hours for a holiday or even to go on vacation, it's oftentimes important to let the client know. If a client is traveling for Thanksgiving, and is going to be traveling on Tuesday, but your office was closed from Tuesday through the following Monday, that client gets in a wreck, they reach out, and you're closed, and they didn't know you were going to be closed on any day other than Thursday. It's good to include these emails and let them know, "Hey, we're closed this whole week." Or around Christmas, say you're taking 2 weeks off to go do something with your family. It's good to let these clients know, "Hey, we're going to be gone for 2 weeks." So that if something happens, the client's not wondering where you are. You let them know you're going to be gone. Now, I know some of you do appointments outside of these hours and all, but just generally speaking, there's nothing more frustrating for a client than trying to get in touch with their agent day after day and nobody's there and they don't know where you are. So if you're going to be off for extended periods of time, it's really good to let your client base know. Next up would be referral campaigns. So again, this would be something that you would want to probably include towards the beginning of the client's year. So once they got on with you, they had a welcome email, they had a review request go out, they've got their welcome kit, and they're just pumped to be your client. You've given them great service, they're really happy with their rates, you've helped them with home and auto, they're singing your praises. You want to make sure that this client knows that if you're really happy about our service, refer other people to us. Do you have friends who are looking for better insurance? Send them our way. And oftentimes, if it's not something you're sending in the beginning of the client's journey, you're sending this 6 months later in the year, they might have forgotten. Having a little incentive in the referral campaign can also be a great way to get clients to review you. Now, there are some state laws around the max that you can give for prizes and incentives, so you're going to want to check with local legislation on that. But another good thing, aside from just giving, say, like a gift card or a monetary value, if possible, collaborating with a local business in town is a great way to show that you are a local business that cares while potentially giving them something they might care about more. So instead of just a $10 Amazon gift card, getting them I don't know, free breadsticks, free pizza for a written referral at the local pizza shop or something. Could be another way to, again, just show that you're a local community business, helping the community, and that's another way to kind of personalize your brand. Okay, so the next, we have this under feel good campaigns. So this depends a little bit on what your agency does in the community and how you do interact with your clients throughout the year. So there are a couple agencies that I know of, and we have Allegiance across the hall that do some things like coat drives and food drives throughout the year. And when they're doing these coat drives, they send out information to their clients saying, hey, Allegiance is participating in a coat drive this year. If you have coats that you want to drop off, you can find them at this location. You can drop them off at this location. If you are doing any sort of community event, such as having an event at a state fair or having a booth at a state fair, let your clients know that you're going to be there. Send them out, say, hey, come talk to us. We love to chat. We have a booth. We have food. Whatever you're doing, just letting the clients know what you are up to in your community. Something, again, I've said it a bunch of times now, the whole point is that you are building this brand with them. You are building this reputation. You are letting the client know what your agency is like. And having some sort of drive, or again, we're calling it a feel-good campaign throughout the year, can really build some customer loyalty. We're going to be doing some blogs and sharing some information in the future here about how to kind of set up some of these events and how you can build these campaigns for your agency. So be on the lookout for those. That will probably be included in one of our ASNOA advantages in the future. But generally speaking, the holidays are a great time to start setting these up. So it's November 5th today, is that right? Yeah, November 5th. So we're coming right on up on Thanksgiving and Christmas, which are some great times. There are a lot of charities and drives that you can partner up with that you could share with your clients. All right, and yeah, Megan has just shared that especially younger clients are really driven to do their business with places where they support the practices of the business and the philosophies of the business. So being involved, if say a millennial client is looking at 2 insurance agents and one is just writing policy after policy, and the other is giving great service and involved in their community and doing coat drives and stuff, a millennial customer is far more likely to go with a person who looks like they're giving back to the community. So that's something to really consider. Next that I've put on the screen here would be cross-sell emails. So this is something that within, say, ASNOA's email marketing system is really easy to set up. To check for clients that have a auto but no home policy, or home no auto, and set up these parameters to say, hey, we notice you have an auto policy through us. Did you know that we can help with your home insurance too? We may be able to bundle it. Give us a call. They're very easy to set up, and some clients really may not know that this is an option for them. So they might have their auto policy through you and their home policy through some captive company, and they would think, oh yeah, I'd love to pull that over if you guys can help with it. So it's another way to just remind your clients of all the services that you can offer and help them. I mean, this is your biggest, along with being your clients, sometimes your current client list can be your biggest prospect list too. There's a lot of times where clients would be happy to write more through you if they're just prompted to do so. So the general ones that we can help set up would be things like auto, no home, home, no auto, auto and home, and no umbrella, then having any policy but no life insurance policy. And you can even set up more than that. You can go more specific segmenting than that even. But those are just some major ones that you would probably want to consider setting up. Those are some of the areas where you could probably see the biggest returns. And then the last one here is a newsletter of some sort. So this is the last on the list because I would say most of these emails are going to be easier to set up and potentially more important. Newsletters can be awesome. I don't want to downplay them, but they are also a little bit of a time sink. Having good relevant content for your clients about the area, about what your business is up to, about insurance in their area is really important. Clients do enjoy reading that, A lot of consumers have responded back. Studies have shown consumers want to hear about updates from the companies they're doing business through. The problem is that, again, it can be a little bit of a time sink. So if you have the staffing, if this is something you really want to do, we definitely encourage that. And there are a lot of, we can always help with the content for some of that thing, give you guys suggestions. But yeah, so we've got 10 emails here and 1 physical welcome kit. Yes, so as Megan said here, the more education you can provide versus the sales, that's what really builds up your brand. It's about the experience that they get, the education, the information they're receiving, and the customer service that they're getting. So it's not all just about, hey, here's more policies you could buy. It's about, hey, here's how to be smart with your insurance. Here's how to be smart in your area with your coverages. That's what builds up this brand loyalty. Okay, so like I said, we do have information I mentioned in here about events coming up in the near future. We do also frequently talk about marketing that you can do with your clients on our ASNOA blog. We usually share these blogs in the ASNOA Advantage newsletter as well. So definitely be checking on our blog, be checking the newsletter. We share our most recent blogs in there because we do try to share as much relevant marketing information for you guys as we can. And I think Megan mentioned earlier as well, if you want examples of some of these emails, some of the wording that we've used, some of the images that we've used for this stuff in the past, just shoot us an email, shoot me or Megan an email. We're happy to talk with you more about it. We're happy to give you some examples as well, or even just kind of guide you in the direction to go. Okay. I wanted
Daniel,
to pause for a second and see. Yes.
1 second, Daniel. We got some questions. So I got some questions.
Yep, that was my next section here, is if people had any questions.
All right. So one of the questions was, how do you time space them out? So I'm assuming, how do you time space out the emails that you're sending out?
Yeah. So that's a great question, because as you can see, yeah, with 10 emails, say you only sent one of these emails, that's 10 out of the 12 months a year where they're getting an email from you. So some of it is is going to be how you want to build up your brand, whether you're a little more hands-off or you want to be hands-on, sending emails all the time. The client is probably going to want to hear from you most at the start of the journey, where they just got their policy with you. That's where you can send out some welcome emails, a review request, and probably information about a referral, I would say within the first 2 weeks of them being a client. And then a couple weeks after that, and throughout maybe the next 2-3 months would be just some simple check-ins. Is everything still going okay? And then again, they would want to start hearing from you as their policy is up for renewal. And that would be things like the insurance review, maybe even some information about cross-selling. So as they're thinking about their current policy, remind them, hey, we can even help you with some of the other things you need insurance for. And then these other ones are going to be a little more date-based. So with holiday emails and birthday emails, that's just going to rely on the holiday and when their birthday is. So those can be sent out. You could, I think I was mentioning with the holidays, you could send out 12 of those a year, celebrating every holiday that you can think of. I think was it National Redhead Day today? Or was that yesterday?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Or was
so
it
National
yesterday?
Redhead Day today.
Yeah.
I don't think we had anyone wanting to send out an email about that, but you could. Otherwise,
Nobody sent me
just
an
hitting
email.
kind of the major holidays. I'll fix that later, Laura. I'll send you an email.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you.
So yeah, I think it's going to depend a little bit on your client base that you're building and how you want to interact with them, whether it's going to be a little more hands-on or if you want to be hands-off with your customers. At the very least, you'd want to talk to them, I would say probably every other month. Okay, do we have any other questions, Laura?
We do. So you answered about the samples, to email you or Megan to get some sample emails. But someone asked, what does the home office use?
Can you say that again?
What does the home office use? So I'm assuming they're meaning like the welcome kits, the thank yous. What are we using for Allegiance?
Oh, what did we use? So Allegiance and ASNOA, both we work with a local printer in the area. We've designed a welcome kit that we hand out. Allegiance has done one where they've printed it through a local printer. Again, this is something that we actually helped them design. And it is a full-length folder that includes a lot of information about their agency, Allegiance's history, contact information, some of their social media use, and the services that they offer. And again, this is something that we just designed. You could work with any local designer. Potentially, this is something that an agent could design themselves, and then just working through a local printer that could do it in bulk for you. Again, that's something we did. We designed it in-house, and we're just able to print it through a local printer.
Okay, wonderful. And
And it's
let's
Megan has said
see.
VistaPrint and 4imprint. VistaPrint and 4imprint are also good. Those are online-based printers, but you can get really good results with them.
Perfect. Megan, you are unmuted.
Hey, everybody. So to go back to the timing question, we have a list here of 11 or 12 different kind of check-ins. So it's always good to kind of check in about once a month, every other month, like Daniel said, which sounds really daunting, but if you just do one of these every month, then you've covered for your entire year. So you do your immediate welcome, your review request, you send a welcome kit, do a check-in, happy birthday, here's some holidays, send us a referral. We're just thinking of you, thank you so much, come help volunteer, do a fundraiser. You've pretty much covered yourself for the year. And again, we can send out a timeline after this that recommended how many weeks apart, what do you do when you follow up. Typically, if you're planning for an event, you do it every few weeks leading up to every week before an event. Otherwise, it's usually just a monthly check-in with something educational or fun or personal to keep that human touch with your client relationships. So if that helps answer your questions. Also, we recommend doing it between Tuesdays and Thursdays in the week, between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. your time. For some reason, that's when everyone is actually paying attention to their emails.
Okay, thank you, Megan. Next question was, do you have a personal insurance review checklist? Something that the agents can use when doing a personal insurance review?
We do a little bit. We've built one out for one or two agents, but it's going to, we would probably, if you're looking for a checklist, we'd probably want to work with you for that. Make sure we have the right questions you'd want, but yes, we do have a template that we can customize from there on out.
Wonderful. Thank you, Daniel. Last questions. One last one. Can I run a birthday list in Epic and send cards? So I got that one. So we do have a birthday list that you can run. It's not in your My Reports. It would be something that you would need to install a link onto your computer to run that monthly. And I can send out that information. It is also in the ASNOA.com website. If you go in there to our weekly trainings, there's one that's called the birthday list. And when you register for that, you're going to get that link that you can download onto your computer so you can run and pull those birthdays. And that would be by month. So hopefully that answered your question. If not, guys, just let me know. All right, Daniel, that was the last of my questions that we had for you. Daniel, you still with us?
Oh, yep, my bad, I was muted. So let's see. What's our time looking like here? 2:40, so we got a little while. All right.
Whatever you need, Daniel.
Okay. All right, so we're going to turn it over to Madeline Smith now, and she's going to talk a little bit about how you can engage with your clients through social media as well, kind of the things that you should be looking for and what are the best ways to actually engage with your client base.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay?
We certainly can.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm just going to give you a little rundown about social media campaigns, why they're important, and how they can help your business. So why should you really care about your online presence? Well, it's a free way to reach your target audience. It engages with your current and potential customers, and it creates brand loyalty. I do have a little bit of an extensive list here, but this is just the basics. It also increases website traffic, which is really important, especially because that's something that you help or that helps with your brand recognition and your identity online. It's something that we specifically use when we created our new ASNOA.com. So go check that out. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you think. And it will definitely help drive sales. So getting started. Initially, I always tell people, because a lot of people they find it really daunting to create social media profiles. There's a lot to consider. It's not just so cut and dry. So the first thing that I would definitely recommend is start with a goal. Identify your primary and secondary goals for your campaign and know how you're going to measure these goals. So some examples that I've listed are direct sales, increased brand or product awareness, increased community engagement, etc. And then another important aspect is to know the platform promotional rules. So each platform will have different rules for running promotions. Facebook, I know specifically, where you can run a promotion on your timeline, they're very picky with that. And also how you can select and contact a winner. They have specific rules for that you have to follow. Otherwise, if you violate these rules, it could result in termination of your business account and profile. So I have that right here, in case you guys couldn't see it initially. And if you do want a step-by-step walkthrough of how to create and set up your profiles, we do have a blog that yours truly wrote about specifically setting up your LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a platform that I would recommend if you are looking to attract people to your business, if you're looking to generate interest, and particularly to attract people to open jobs that you may or may not have. So that's a little bit different than Facebook. The two that I would recommend definitely having a presence on are Facebook and LinkedIn, mostly because those are the ones that have the greatest following. Facebook is a little bit more of a social platform, so the amount and the ways in which you can interact with people is a little bit greater than in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more of a professional platform, I would say, which is great for posting blogs and other type of content like that is more professional focused. So connecting with others, how to indirectly build your networking online and build your brand recognition. So I have Don't Add Your Mom, because on Facebook and on LinkedIn in particular, the type of people that you are connected with reflects on your brand. So that's one of the big differences, again, going back to the differences between platforms. It's different when you connect with people on LinkedIn versus when you connect with people on Facebook, because LinkedIn is a platform that people use to do background checks, I like to call them, on businesses. That's where you go to research, get the lowdown, figure out what's what. And you have to be cognizant of how your connections with other people reflect on your company and your brand image. So say someone randomly wants to add you on LinkedIn and you have no idea who they are, you don't have any affiliation with them. I would personally recommend checking their profile out, seeing who else they are affiliated with. Maybe you guys have a common affiliation. If that's the case and you think that it will positively benefit your identity and your image, then go ahead, and I would say it's a safe bet to connect with them. However, if it's like Joe Schmo from this random store who is currently unemployed, then I would definitely recommend maybe not adding them on LinkedIn. Maybe on Facebook and adding them in a group or something like that because you share a common interest, but LinkedIn is it's a different beast altogether. So then a fail-safe recipe is what I like to say is including a combination of platform ads and a varied amount of content and a varied type of content as well, plus email campaigns, which Daniel very extensively talked about. Thank you, Daniel. So what I mean by platform ads are the ads that you can create on the various platforms. Again, going back to understanding the promotional rules that are associated with each platform. And then the content varies not only depending on platform, but also it varies, or it should vary, based on what you want your brand identity to be or how you want your company to look online. So then this is about hashtags. I know everyone is so concerned with the hashtag. What is it? So simply put, it's a common word that you think is very popular that lets other people know that your content is what they're looking for. So it's a way to direct people to your content. And the amount of hashtags that you should use also varies by platform. I know people don't really put a lot of thought into this, but it can make the difference between a good quality focused post versus being identified as spam to your audience. So definitely be aware of what is popular or common for content on your specific platform, and then abide by that when you're creating your own content. And I think that's it for the rundown on social media. Does anyone have any questions?
We do, Madeline. Thank you
Oh,
so
I love
much.
to hear it.
Okay, so first question is, where can I find the information to post on social media?
That is a great question. So it depends on what kind of content and what kind of information you want to post on social media. If you are looking for maybe connecting with local events in your community, I would check out your community calendar. I know I live in Lombard, and there is a community newsletter that goes out, and I use that to figure out what events are happening in my area, where I need to go for them, etc.
Okay, so what about, I know that Maggie posts on Facebook a bunch of stuff that says, hey, it's Fire Prevention Day or any of that. Megan is having a hard time unmuting herself. She's frozen, but she says the carriers have social media posts that we can repost from them, so we can use theirs. Is that correct, Megan?
Yes.
And Madeline, she's texting me
Yes,
her
that is
information
correct.
about
So
the carriers.
that also goes back to connecting with people. So people you want to be affiliated with, maybe people that you do business with, or carriers that you are associated with. I would recommend following them and connecting with them on social media platforms, just so you can stay updated on what is going on with their company, how changes in their events affect changes near you, etc.
Okay, so Megan had said that everybody can also share all of our stuff. So anything that we post on any of social media, that you guys can go ahead and use that and share it. All right.
Yes, please do. We do have a new post today, actually, about our successful campaign that we ran with Paws of Tinley Park. We raised $900, so thanks to everyone who donated. That was great. Please check out our content.
All right, so that is all the questions that I have for you, Madeline. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, so Megan, Megan, do you want me to ask this? What are some good suggested post ideas to keep customers engaged? Is that my question, Megan? We're having technical difficulties, so we're going back and forth on that. Yes. So here I'm asking, what are some good suggested post ideas to keep customers engaged? What do you got, Madeline?
Well, I would recommend one of the, I think, most popular questions that I myself have been getting lately is how to do business with a millennial, or I'm technically a Gen Z, but I am close enough that it counts. So, something that I would definitely recommend is, here, let me go back. Are you still able to see my screen?
Yes.
So I would recommend adjusting your marketing to your different audiences' wants and needs. So with millennials specifically, the content, I would recommend being more direct in the way that you speak and just presenting facts, because a lot of people in my generation like to do the research on their own, and they like having that ability to go online and find things out for themselves. And so they're less likely to just trust recommendations. So being alive and present online will definitely boost your image with them.
Okay.
Is what I would recommend.
That's
and
great.
then also,
okay.
oh, okay.
But what are some good suggestions that they should post? What should they post on their social media? You know,
Local
is it
events
like, hey,
community
it's life
events.
insurance?
Going back to what Daniel was talking about making your presence and your affiliation with the community known. I would definitely recommend that. Also, including a varied amount of content. So maybe how-tos on writing different policies, or getting feedback about questions within agents in your community, and seeing what people want to know, and then using that to inspire the content that you write.
Okay. So what about some quick advice to prevent claims from happening? You think that would be good?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay, fantastic. And they can post stuff about themselves, their staffs, their bios. They can put some stories on there about their success within the community. People love to see personal pictures of everybody within their agency. Hey, I know them. They can relate to that and the contest like you were talking about earlier. So that's fantastic. Thank you, Madeline. All right, Daniel, Madeline, do you guys have anything more to share with our group?
No, I think we covered everything. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, thank you so much. Does anybody else have any other questions? Please just raise your hand. Let me know. Other than that, please take the evaluation at the end. Let us know what you want to see and the next live with Laura or any of the upcoming ones. If anybody has any other questions, we have a few minutes left. So if you have questions related to Epic, or if you have questions relating to EasyLinks that you want to ask me, we're here. Just let me know. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for joining. Talk with you soon.